What's up, y'all, and welcome to the Jack Vita Show. I'm Jack Vita. Today is September 15th, 2019, Sunday, Week 2 NFL football action. Plenty to get to today. We're going to recap the week in action. Not going to include the Sunday Night Football game because we are taping this as the game is going on. But I've got an excellent guest joining me tonight. You may know him from his brief Fox News appearance one time when he went on and he pranked Fox News, and that is Max Rice. And you're also a big sports fan.
Yeah, and I'm pranking this show right now, so thank you for having me on. Yeah, that's what I do.
This show.
I just crash things. Yeah, I'll be at your wedding. Listeners, yeah.
I'm so glad to have you here. What's your favorite thing about football season?
Favorite thing about football season is action.
Yeah?
No, and that is not basketball or, another season.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know, just Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's because you got to pretend like you're interested in hockey. And
I like hockey.
No. Just football's not happening, so you're watching hockey.
So football all the way for you. This is your favorite.
And it's been losing it a little bit over the years. I think the refs have been too invasive. I hate this whole challenging penalties.
Yeah. We're going to get into that today. Wow. Plenty. We saw that in a couple of games. Big calls.
So far it's not been a fun year. 2 weeks where we're still early in the season.
Yeah, we got a lot of football.
This is my sport. Used to be a football coach.
Oh, okay.
Used to play the bench a little bit.
Yeah.
Rode that bench
NFL over college for you?
It used to be NFL over college, but this year's been pretty bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's your college
football team? UT, baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're good this year, too.
They're okay this year.
They should
They're
be
getting
good.
there. They're on their way.
Yeah.
Right direction.
I went to a Northwestern game on Saturday.
Really? I coached Pat Fitt's kid.
Oh, really?
They stole my playbook. Yeah. Not for Stanford. This week they stole my playbook. But.
So I went to the home opener.
Yeah.
It was fun.
For Stanford? Or this week?
They didn't play Stanford at home this year.
Oh, yeah.
I was there when they beat Stanford at home. It was 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But UNLV.
This was a good game. How was it in person?
It was fun. It was fun. We had solid seats, but I wish the seats were a little better there over at Ryan Field.
Yeah.
They're just those benches.
Well, that's why I haven't been to a game in 10 years. I was watching on TV.
You have a good weekend? Do anything else interesting?
I had a great weekend. Nothing too crazy.
Just watching games all day.
Today, oh yeah.
Getting prepped.
Sundays, I'm just that. Yeah, what's my favorite part is Sunday. Yeah.
Great. Well, let's get into it. So, our biggest headline from the day: Drew Brees comes out. Was that first quarter, second quarter?
It was pretty early in the game. I think first quarter.
Yeah, thumb injury. We all saw that video where he tried to grip the football and he couldn't do it. It was really sad.
Yeah. Aaron Donald is just a beast. Is the moral of that story right there? He's just a block. Because if you look at the video, it's just it's kind of like when we were in high school. I once got in a car crash and I was in the bus.
Really?
I didn't know I was in a car crash because I was in the bus. But then you get out of the bus and the car looks like an accordion. It was a hybrid. It looked like a accordion. That's kind of like the Aaron Donald, Drew Brees thing.
Yeah.
Where it's wait, what just happened? Aaron Donald, yeah.
I'm glad we're able to find some comedy in this horrible moment for Drew Brees' career.
I mean, honestly, his career has been a lot of unlucky, horrible moments. From Bountygate.
Yes, that's
true. To the miracle in Minnesota.
Yeah.
To last year.
Yeah,
a lot of people thought that game was that pass interference call.
Yeah.
Was that announced? So he's got a lot of bad luck, Drew Brees.
And there was also a really bad call in the game today. Did you see that play where there was a fumble that they ruled dead? They blew the whistle, and they would have ran it back for a touchdown. So they ended up getting the ball, but since they blew the play dead, they didn't get their touchdown.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because they've been over-refereeing the games, but a lot of blown calls. So it's a weird kind of...
Yeah.
It's
weird dichotomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Teddy Bridgewater goes in.
Yeah.
The Saints end up losing. What was the final score of that one?
It was 6-24. I can look right here. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 6-24.
It's over here.
It's 6-24. It's 6-20. Is it?
27-9.
Whatever. Within the margin of error.
Yeah, 3 points off.
Yeah, 27-9.
Teddy Bridgewater comes in.
He did not look bad.
No, I think he might be the best backup in the NFL.
Well, he really was promising. I thought he was on his way when he was in Minnesota before that injury.
Led them to the playoffs.
He did. And he was just looking just smart decisions, really efficient, not afraid to make big throws. So he looked pretty good. Still not Drew Brees level.
Yeah.
If he's not there, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
Well, what does this look like for them without Drew Brees for the immediate future? Because that division isn't great.
Yeah.
Panthers are 0-2 now. Maybe Tampa ends up being a surprise team. We'll see what Atlanta does tonight. No one in that division really scares you, Max, right?
Arians is a great coach, so that there always is that. So I think he could always outcoach the abilities of that team. And I think there is some promise there. I think there is some promise with the Falcons too.
Yeah.
Like they've just been a really talented team that just hasn't been able to get it together since the last Super Bowl. But I still think they can make the playoffs. But to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
To get to the playoffs and then win 3 games.
Well, maybe he's healthy before then.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't think a thumb does you for the whole year.
No, he'll be back. And they have enough talent on defense to make it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Their defense did a good job today because a lot of people have had questions about that
Why
defense.
have them in fantasy? They didn't do a good enough job.
Well, I was looking at the first half when Brees was in there.
Great,
Yeah. It was 6-3. I was actually going to text you about this. It was hilarious. The start of the second half, there's 2 games on Fox, are both 6-3. Who would have thought the Rams and the Saints would score the same amount of points as the Bears and Broncos?
Yeah, seriously, I did not. You can look at my FanDuel account to prove that. But, those were, that's as I said, it was very, kind of two. A lot of teams don't look like they have it together this year.
Yeah.
And there is kind of a huge, what's the word? Like drop off.
Yeah.
Like how in soccer, there's like Barca, Real Madrid, and then that's how it's looking like this year.
That's
with
interesting.
Like the Patriots, Baltimore, and like maybe a few other teams. Baltimore's looking real good this year.
But they did play the Dolphins and the Cardinals.
It doesn't matter. They were looking good last year too. Like their defense.
Okay. Yeah, they always have a good defense.
Well, they just look dominant these last 2 weeks.
Do you think the sloppiness that we're seeing is any of that due to, in part, to teams wanting to not have their guys play a lot in the preseason to work out those kinks?
And also just NFL making tighter regulations to how long they can practice together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams just don't look like teams.
Yeah.
And you saw that with the Browns last week.
Yeah.
Because there were so many good players on that team. Like that's like a fantasy football team.
Yeah, it is.
And they just couldn't put it together.
Yeah.
And they still are super talented.
Well, I was thinking that as I was watching the Bears today. I was like, this just doesn't look like the smooth...
last week too.
Yeah.
I told everyone, I'm like, they looked great last week. They just couldn't put it together. Just 3rd and 2. Just... wall.
I think they've looked pretty sloppy these first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was more optimistic week 1. Now week 2, it's like maybe I should. We ring the alarm.
Yeah. So let's get to that game next. Yeah. So, do you have any other thoughts from that Saints game?
Rams are looking to repeat, so I put them on that list of the elite.
Yeah.
I guess Chiefs, Rams, Patriots, and I'm saying Ravens. But maybe I'm speaking too soon.
Well, you're answering one of my questions. I was going to ask you at the end of the show. You're the best 2-0 team. So
Chiefs, Patriots. If Brady can stay healthy, Rams, and then maybe Ravens.
Stay tuned for my answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you disagree?
No. I'm just giving a tease.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that Bears game.
Yeah.
The Bears.
This is the new coach.
Was this the wildest game of the weekend?
So far.
So far?
Yeah, easily. and it was really like one of those games where it should have been because there were so many opportunities for this game to be over on both sides.
So we got 3 quarters of football with really not a lot of action, just a lot of punts, and we got a couple of field goals.
A lot of almost.
Yeah.
A lot of And to be fair to the Bears, there are a lot of dropped passes.
Yeah, there were.
In these 2 weeks,
Yeah, there were some. Yeah.
And a lot of just throws that were just an inch or 2 off.
Yeah. But, hey, Trubisky leading the way at the end of the game, put them in field goal range. That was encouraging. That was the most encouraging
fourth
sign.
Quarter too. He's been looking really good in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Eagles as well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was very encouraging, that last drive. Even though, honestly, it was like a half a second away from being over. Probably should have been.
I thought that Denver clock operator was really going to, end that game early.
Yeah. Well, and also just the defense, that was a boneheaded mistake on their part.
Yeah.
They should have let the guy run for a second.
Yeah.
And
that's true. Yeah, what was he doing? Okay, so to recap this game, it was
the most boring game ever. 3-6.
Okay, right. So it was the Bears finally scored a touchdown in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter.
First time of the season, am I right?
Yeah, first of the season.
Yeah, first touchdown of the season.
So then they were up 13-6. Denver had a couple of opportunities where they were moving down the field, went for it on fourth down one time, didn't get it. And then eventually they drove down the field and scored.
And they had a pick before that, too.
Yeah.
They drove, got a pick.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. They didn't go for it on fourth down. They threw an interception. Kyle Fuller made a nice play. Bears defense looked worn down by the end of that game. They looked tired.
Oh, yeah.
High altitude.
Well, it's also they're on the field the entire time because it's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
Exactly.
You got to give them a break.
Yeah.
With these drives. But, yeah, so you want to finish the recap?
Oh, no, I was just saying, so they
got the pick.
Yep.
They punt the ball.
Yep.
Broncos get the ball back.
Yep, and then they score.
13, yeah.
We get to an extra point situation where they want to go for 2, and there's a delay of game penalty. I've never seen a game end the way that this game ended.
Yeah.
And I thought this was going to be the final sequence of the game. So they say, okay, instead of going for 2 from the 7-yard line, we'll kick a PAT 5 yards deeper. So they miss it, but a Bears player is offsides.
Yeah. Why not?
So they say they get the ball at the 1 this time, which is half the distance from where they want to start from on the 2. So maybe this was like a genius Vic Fangio move. He knew that they were going to jump offsides.
He looked like a good coach, yeah. Because he went for it, but then they called it back.
They end up scoring. Of course, I think he hit Emmanuel Sanders again.
And then no running backs, 5 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just really strange.
Yeah.
He did that twice in a row.
Yeah, on the 1-yard line. Typically, you see a play action if they're going to pass in that situation.
Well, at least, keep him honest.
Yeah.
Especially if your quarterback's Joe Flacco. He's not going in for this.
But it worked against a
beautiful pass.
Against an established defense.
But they were tired, as you said, because they really were giving him too much space.
Yeah,
which to me is just they were too tired.
Is that the key to beat the Bears?
Wear them down. Well, the key to beat the Bears is have them not score touchdowns. Yeah, that's a good key. Yeah. Key to victory. Because that's 100% why they're tired. They're on the field the entire time.
So then they end up getting that PAT. Yeah. They're up 14-13. And now the Bears had about 30 seconds, and Trubisky leads them on a very discombobulated drive. Where he only needed 2 first downs, made a nice throw across the middle, and then they end up kicking the game-winning field goal. And it's a great story.
We got to move back because, it was a very discombobulated drive because it did not look like it was going to end in a field goal.
They had a 12-man on the field.
Yeah, dumb penalty.
It was reminding me a little bit.
Fourth down. That was a clutch fourth down.
Yeah. It was reminding me a little bit of the Arizona State-Michigan State game from yesterday. Did you see the way that one ended?
I did not. Did Michigan State win? Because they were winning when I was watching.
They kicked a game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
But they had 12 men on the field.
Yeah.
So then they had to kick it again, and the guy missed it by a mile.
But this game was really close to ending because there was some bad clock management on both parts. Because there's 10 seconds, there's 8 seconds left. They need a first down. They get the first down, but the man's down, and it says 0 seconds. So they call the game, and the Bears no way, we call a timeout. They play back the clock.
Yeah.
It turns out they called the timeout.
Yeah.
And what redemption for the kicker.
Yeah,
the Bears needed that. They needed that.
The kicker position for the Bears. I know it was a big thing this offseason just to hear constantly about the latest. It was a
reality TV show.
Yeah, it was like The Bachelor where or a Bachelorette, and they're handing out these roses, these kickers, and they're slowly eliminating.
Well, it backfired because they did all these contests where they reenacted the famous kick from last year that they did double doink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had they had 8 kickers on the Bears roster.
Yeah.
To attempt that kick, and all 8 missed it.
Well, it's why are you putting this? I heard they were showing that tape to the kickers a lot too.
Apparently they're showing the entire team the fourth quarter of the playoff.
It's just
I like that.
Why would you put that clip in the kicker's head though?
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. That's old
it's
school
working right now.
Ish.
He hasn't missed one yet this year, right?
Yeah. But as a team, like that whole style of kind of like tricks and games.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I would say the main takeaway is at least the kicker position is fixed for the Bears, right?
250-yard kicks under pressure. So yeah, that's the silver lining. The defense, they've allowed 13 points in 2 games.
Oh yeah, and
20 points, I guess. Still,
I was more impressed with the Packers' performance because I don't think Denver's going to be lighting up the scoreboard a whole lot this year. But
yeah, they're still okay. They're like the best of the worst teams.
Oh, okay.
Denver. Yeah,
I think they'll be a 5-win team. Yeah. Yeah, the best of the very worst.
Of the very worst.
Yeah.
Of like Miami, them, the Redskins.
Giants. I kind of like the Redskins.
You did. You mentioned that. I'm not seeing it.
We'll get
like
to
today
it.
was kind of brutal. You see
that? Yeah, it was a tough one.
I think that's once again an example of a great coach that can outcoach the talent on his team.
Yeah,
because he's not playing with much.
Fangio?
No, the what's it called, Redskins.
Oh, Jay Gruden.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
He's a very approving coach.
All right, let's talk about that game. This is a good transition point.
Yeah, he's always in the mix. Every year, he's at a chance to be in the playoffs, and he's never had a good team, in my opinion.
They've never had great receivers for their quarterbacks, and I think the Gruden brothers, both of them, have shown that they're really good with working with quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean, look what happens when their quarterbacks leave.
Yeah.
Like, RG3 was like the next.
Well, that was before Gruden.
No, I think he got a year, Gruden.
No, well,
so one of Shanahan, one of
I think
Gruden.
it was Gruden's first year where he identified that Kirk was going to be the starter.
Same deal,
over RG3. Kirk didn't play well. We'll get to that later.
And the Redskins, he did.
Well, I'm talking about today.
Yeah, I'm saying that, like, Gruden's make these players amazing.
Well, Kirk played like a top 10 quarterback that got him paid.
Yeah, and now that he's gotten paid, he's looked like a bottom 10 quarterback.
I don't know if I go that far. But
he's middle, top, he's like 15.
Okay, so in terms of quarterback rankings, we talk about this on the show sometimes. Yeah. I think you got your top 3-4 guys who are truly elite, and then 5 through 18, it can change on a year-to-year basis.
I would do one caveat. I think there's a 5 through 10. Okay. Like there's kind of like a Matt Stafford.
Okay. Yeah, Stafford, level. Of course, yeah. Phillip Rivers, Roethlisberger.
Yeah, I was going to say Rivers, Roethlisberger.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's not in your top 5?
Well, I guess I look at I'd say there's like 3 or 4. And I'd say that's like Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers. And then I would have said Brees as well.
With 2 hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would add Russell. He just made some throws that have just been level.
Yeah. All right, well let's go to this Redskins game. We're going all over the place. Okay, today. This is fun.
Okay.
So I think he's always done good with quarterbacks. Alex Smith had a good year last year. I think their defenses have always been okay. Their offenses, there's never been a ton of weapons there, though.
They've never had a good line. They pay a lot of players, but then they get head cases or get injured.
Dan Schneider strategy.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they haven't had a good wide receiver since like Pierre Garçon.
Yeah, a good pull right there. I think
was
Case
he on the Redskins? Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was like after his prime a little bit. Yeah. I like Case Keenum a lot.
I do too.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he's thrown a pick yet this year. He's had 2 games. Last week they came out guns blazing against the Eagles,
and he's only a year removed from that magical season in Minnesota when he looked like a top 10 quarterback.
He played like an MVP candidate that year.
And he doesn't really have a team around him, and he looked great last week. I know they lost, and this week they lost 2, but he looked okay.
Yeah, he played well. Yeah. So I don't think that team is horrible, but I think the takeaway.
I think
Dallas looks really good now.
I think their roster is horrible.
Dallas is
Redskins.
Oh, okay.
I really think they're going above their ability.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Like a lot of those players would be second string.
So I think the takeaway for Washington is good coach, good underrated quarterback,
and good team. Like for them to rally around like their main quarterback losing their leg, and then they thought Colt McCoy would be the quarterback, and he got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good team. But Dallas does.
So you think they're not a very talented team, but you think they're a good team?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm making it clear because people are going to.
There are a lot of teams like that, like the Patriots. Even though I think this year they're talented and they're a good team, but in years when they didn't have the talent, they still were a good team.
Yeah, because Brady and Belichick.
Belichick, they just football's a team sport.
Okay, let's talk about Dallas. They look good. Dak's going to get
really
paid
good.
eventually.
That's my big theory in general, is that when players are under contract situations, watch out.
Yeah. It happens a lot.
Joe Flacco, we talked about him earlier. His best season was that season before he got paid and he won the Super Bowl.
He did. And
Dax
Anquan
looks like
Bolden.
someone auditioning for a paycheck. And I love Dax.
So would you give him that big payday?
I would have paid him. So they had 3 players that they were considering. They had 4 actually.
Yeah,
they had
Zeke,
Jalen
Amari,
Smith and Jalen Smith, and Dax would have been number 1 for me, and then Zeke, then Jalen, then Amari, and those are 4. Those are 4 really good players.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, it is tough
because Jalen Smith's great too.
Yeah,
and I think Zeke Elliott is like a generational type running back. So. We'll see about that.
We'll see. I like Dax playing really well though.
He is, and he's just a good leader, and he's dual threat. He reminds me of just like Russell Wilson in a bigger body.
Oh yeah, that's a good comparison.
Just his style, yeah. And the throws he's able to make are just like whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does have the size. He bested Russell Wilson in a playoff game last year.
I remember that was a great game. Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got here? What's some other games? Okay, let's talk about
Jaguars Texans. Patriots Dolphins.
I got the next headliner here.
Yeah, okay, good.
Big Ben goes down.
Yeah.
Tough one for the Steelers. But
some optimism there with Mason Rudolph.
He played really
amazing.
Well. And it was so weird because the Steelers were down 9 late in the fourth quarter, and they almost came back and won with their starting quarterback and starting running back out because James Conner got injured too.
Well, if you really want to go deep in it without Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown,
Sure,
they just let them go away for nothing. But
got third and 5th rounder for Antonio.
That's a good organization. Like they always bounce back. They might not make the playoffs this year, but
I think they will. I'm not.
They have a chance. That's a weak division. Oh no, it's not. It's a really strong division.
It's a good division. Yeah. I'm not. See, here's the thing: the fact that they lost with Ben out. It's almost like there's a silver lining here because if they had lost with Ben in there, I think Pittsburgh would be rioting.
Yeah.
People would be like, 0-2, this team is in trouble. Now, they always come out of the gate a little slowly.
Yeah.
And they do have a tough little schedule here these first few weeks, Seattle.
But they need. I think next week is a must win.
Yeah, that one is at San Francisco.
Because these have been two brutal
playing well.
I mean, you're right. They did salvage this loss. If it would have been Big Ben, lose by more than 10, it would have been horrible. But second string, comeback kid, pretty good.
The other thing...
Week 1 was brutal.
The other big thing about this game... Well, it's actually funny. Both the Bears and Steelers had not scored a touchdown before this week.
Wow.
But the other big story from this game, did you see the reviewed pass interference call from this game?
I think I did.
Yeah, where there was a play. It was third and long. And that Russell threw a ball down the field. That was about 40 yards down the field. And Pete Carroll challenged. He said, I thought that was pass interference.
I saw this play. Yeah, I did.
I didn't even think that looked like it. Wait.
They called that play got reversed?
Yes.
That's ridiculous. That's why I saw a glimpse of it. They're like, and Pete Carroll challenged that. Okay. You said he was going to be conservative about it. And I literally changed the channel. No way. That play was reversed. That's such a load of...
Yeah, and that really was a big game swinger because the Steelers were going to have good field position. It was a tie game at the time, or at least it was a 1-point game, and that's ended up propelling the Seahawks to take a 9-point lead.
I mean, you see that every season, too, where it's like a lot of teams that just can't... Like, the ball doesn't go what's called, they lose by 5, 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some teams they
on the right side of that. Some teams on the wrong side of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With you think primarily with the refs or just bad breaks or?
Well, that's why to be a good football team, you need to be able to consistently score over 21 points a game and keep your opponent under 17. So to make it,
they scored 26 today.
That's good.
Wasn't enough.
Not enough. But if you can be consistent, you're gonna get in the playoffs.
Yeah. So. That was the first of those really bad pass interference reverses.
Yeah, that's a blown call. I didn't even know
it was.
I was so shocked he threw the flag.
I can't believe they reversed that call. It was crazy. Here's the thing.
The announcers were just like, why are they challenging this?
I will say one quick thing, and then we'll continue this conversation about the flags. I will say one other good thing to note about the Steelers is some of their young linebackers look really good. T.J. Watt forced a fumble.
Yeah,
that guy's on his path to not all pro, but Pro Bowler. And Devin Bush recovered a fumble and had a nice little.
He was a steal.
Yeah. Well, they traded up for him. But
they're one of the greatest drafting teams ever. I mean, you guys have the greatest draft class ever with like the 4 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Wasn't like Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, and
Joe Green.
Yeah, Joe Green and one other.
Yeah.
I forgot. But you
Franco Harris, maybe.
Maybe. But that's another example.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the first one, and that was ridiculous, man. That was crazy. I think the thing is, when you include instant replay into the conversation, whether it be baseball, football, basketball, whatever.
Hockey,
sure, yeah. Hockey, it doesn't change a whole lot.
I know, yeah.
But when you bring it in, I think the big thing is you don't want stuff like what happened in that Saints-Rams game last year. You want to you throw the challenge flag when something's egregious, they missed it. It happens. Yeah. Not when it's just a ticky-tack thing.
Well, that's why I think refs need to kind of just like loosen up and be soft. And they should make it where I think a penalty's lost its value. Where like there are so many holding calls.
So would you go to like the college pass interference rules where it's like,
I want to see some damage. None of this like, his hand like grazed the back of his shoulder.
Yeah.
Defensive pass interference, 30-yard penalty. Or, like he tackled the quarterback half a second later. Automatic first down. Yeah, they need to make it more. They need to make it clear, especially if you're going to incorporate a review. Yeah. There needs to be a clear like line.
Yeah.
Of when is it just like following through, like playing tough and a foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they just call too many penalties. Period.
So then,
then when you overcall them, it leaves the door open for these reviews to be like, oh yeah, I guess he did nick the back of his jersey.
Yeah, it's the equivalent in baseball. I know you're not a huge baseball guy, but it's like when you get the challenge on like a pitch out play where the guy's like going back to first base and there's one tiny little frame where he got his glove on his cleat just a second before he got back. It's like, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's to avoid the egregious.
Yeah, for us to like go back and redo this and just
you're wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, I hope that they kind of, because they went hardcore in the review direction. I hope they take some steps in the other direction.
Yeah. Well, so then let's talk about the next one. I think
they will, because it is interrupting it's just less enjoyable.
Yeah.
For them to be we hated reviews in the first place, and now it's just like overkill.
Exactly. I'm with you on that. Let's get to the next big pass interference reverse call. You watched the Vikings-Packers game today?
Yes.
Was that the main one you were paying attention to in the first slate?
In the first slate, I was watching Red Zone, so I was like,
okay,
I was getting everything.
Nice.
And the second slate, it was mainly Bears Broncos, but I caught some of the Rams Saints.
Okay, so you probably saw the highlight.
And a little bit of the Steelers, what's called the Chiefs Raiders.
Oh yeah, we'll get some stuff to talk about there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this Packers Vikings game. So there was a play where the Vikings were on the goal line and they ran. It looked like a pick play.
Yeah.
When they reviewed it. But it wasn't really a pick. Dalvin Cook is lined up as a receiver, and he breaks in, and he's just trying to get through where a couple guys are. Did you see this play?
Which one?
Where Diggs caught a touchdown pass, and the
he
Packers...
took his helmet off?
No. This was earlier.
Oh.
That was pretty great.
That was awesome.
Especially Lambeau.
Yeah. It was dumb, but it was great.
Yeah, it was a dumb penalty because it resulted in them having to kick a longer field goal and miss it, yes. So, what happened in this instance, there's a little slant route, Diggs catches a touchdown, and then Green Bay, their new coach, LaFleur, Matt LaFleur.
The 25-year-old. The winner of the Madden contest.
Crammed up your cram hole, LaFleur.
From Dodgeball. No, can we pause? Doesn't he sound like he won a freaking tournament or something? Yeah. He does not look like a football coach. I'm like, who is this water boy?
Yeah, he does not.
He looks like, Aaron Rodgers' assistant. Yeah.
So,
anyways, but LaFleur.
Yes. Throws the flag. They challenge it, and this I had not seen yet. I never even thought about this, that they could challenge it on a potential offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
And they end up reversing this call.
Oh, my.
And again, this was one that in slow motion, it looks worse than in real time.
Yeah.
So they end up moving back, and they don't score a touchdown as a result.
It's ruining the game. And it's not enjoyable. And I'm sure the Packers still would have won.
I actually don't think they would have.
Really? I guess there would have been a momentum.
Because, I'm just looking at the point total.
Yeah.
Because Packers were up 21-0
Yeah.
Then the Vikings held them to 21 the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And they just needed that. Those 6 points would have made the difference.
Yeah, but the Packers would have changed their game plan.
I mean,
they were running a lot towards the end.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seemed like they were keying up well and stopping them on their passing plays too.
But the fact that we have to have this conversation is why they need to get rid of that rule.
It's okay. So Kirk did not play well today.
He did not.
And he really held them back. And it's hard because I've been someone who has defended him. If he plays like that all year, Minnesota,
he seems like Jay Cutler with a better attitude. Because he doesn't seem like a bad person. Like, he seems like a great guy.
He's a great dude.
Yeah, but he's not playing well. And he's not worth the money.
And Jay Cutler he was also a very talented quarterback.
He had a rocket arm. He was like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. So Kirk made a very poor decision where he fired it into the corner of the end zone. Did you see that play? When
every time I saw him pass, I'm just like, what is going on? There was one where they ended up with a field goal, right?
I think he completed less than 50% of his passes.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So they were in a situation where they had 1st and goal, and he ends up doing one of these crazy plays where he's rolling around, and he ends up firing it up in the corner of the end zone into triple coverage, and of course it's picked, and that ended up being the game. But I really thought they were going to win that game there, and I truthfully,
I thought they were going to kind of come back too.
It's like, I think there are a couple ways you could look at it. You say, are we concerned about Kirk? Maybe. The other thing is you could say, well, this team outplayed the Packers the last 3 quarters of the game at Lambeau Field.
Well, I think it's just the concern is it's just proof why you can't spend too much money on one position.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Kirk's problem is if he had a better line, I think a lot of his problems would be masked.
I think their line is going to end up being a little better than it was last year because last year it was just atrocious.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like no one is not going to keep giving those quarterbacks those big contracts. Because that's the going rate for quarterbacks.
That's why you need Tom Brady. Someone who's want to take one for the team. Where he's like, hey, get me a line. Like, keep me alive until I'm 45. I'll keep playing. But I'll take less money. Because that's affecting the Lions big time with Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Isn't he like the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
He's one of them.
Why?
He's good, dude. He's good.
Yeah, but okay, so the highest paid quarterbacks like Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy G, Derek Carr.
Oh, yeah. Look at all these all-stars. Are these in the top 10?
I don't know. I don't care about quarterback rankings that much.
Yeah, but it's just it's team
I get what you're saying. So, any other thoughts on that game?
On that game, I think that our division is looking really weak, and the Bears have such a shot to just run with it.
I don't think any of these teams have impressed me yet this year.
No, not at all. The Lions have looked so average.
Like, the Packers have... It was impressive that
their
first quarter.
It surprised me.
Yeah, there was some encouraging signs from their defense, and that first quarter they looked great. But then it's like you see the rest of the game, and you're just kind of like, they really might let Minnesota come back and steal this game.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is that type of talent where he could take a team to the playoffs. Doesn't matter what team. But you already are starting to see signs of like fights between him and his 25-year-old coach.
Yeah,
like there's a lot
not
of
a good sign.
There's a lot of sneak dissing already happening. Like how he said he's gonna wear.
He's so passive aggressive.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna wear the plays because I don't know the plays yet. Like being like, this guy's not teaching me.
So they haven't looked impressive. Yeah. The Lions choked last week,
and they did not look good this week. Even though I know they won, they did not look good.
Oh, I didn't see any of that.
game. They should not have won that game. Well, they got lucky.
I know
the Chargers missed 2 field goals.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because I had the kicker in fantasy football, but he got injured. The kicker getting injured. Are you kidding me? So their punter was the kicker.
Oh my gosh!
He missed 2 field goals, and I think that's a key thing. It's odd that someone like Philip Rivers would settle for 3 field goals. They made 1.
Yeah,
they missed 2, and then the game was 10-13. Chargers just were in control for most of the game. and Lions came away.
Well, I think Matt Stafford has one of the best in terms of clutch numbers. He has some of the best.
Fourth quarter?
Yeah, fourth quarter.
No, they call him Stats Padford because they're usually down by a lot in the fourth quarter.
But I mean, hey, a lot of these, if you look at game-winning drives, he has some of the best numbers there.
Oh,
and he did it tonight.
And to your credit, I have noticed the Lions have, over the last few years, have a lot of good fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah, I won. The thing is that
the Chargers are winning that game, like just not even by score, just by
outperforming them
for the entire game.
You know, the thing with the Lions that I've looked at is I think they have talent because I think Stafford's a really good quarterback. And I think they.
I disagree with you. They have like the Patriots sloppy seconds.
Well, see, here's the thing with the Lions. Like last year, they killed the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. They have pieces. But, like,
they do.
They look out of sorts. Like, in the game last week, they were dominating Arizona for 3 quarters, and somehow, like, it seems like...
They just fell apart.
You just wonder about Matt Patricia in some regards.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, a lot of... if you look at a lot of Belichick disciples, they don't do that well on their own. Romeo Crennel, where's he at?
Bill O'Brien... Okay, so Saban...
He's the most successful.
Saban.
Bill O'Brien. Charlie Weiss is probably the least successful.
Bill O'Brien is the most successful in the NFL. Saban, if you want to count him.
Yeah. Well, does he even count if you're paying your players? Like, it's a little bit of a head start. He's got an NFL team. That's not fair.
In other news, so you watched a little bit of this game. How about the Raiders and the Chiefs?
Gruden is a great football coach because that is a high school football team.
Thank you. Well, that's another one. They have some new guys that look solid. They could end up having a better roster this year. Last year, it was a high school football team.
Well, and they really have there's kind of a bad news Bears quality where they're getting players that like are kind of misfits.
Yeah,
and they're
Vontaze Burfict,
and Darren Waller.
Yeah,
I think he's underrated. Wasn't he a basketball player? Or he plays like a basketball player at least. Yeah, and the guy that just got injured, he was great. The safety, Abram, the rookie, he was playing through a broken shoulder. He was looking really good last week. That's a real shame. The running back is looking amazing, Jacobs.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Derek
Carr is looking like the Derek Carr that people that got paid that.
Yeah, he did struggle contract. In the second half in this game. He threw at least one interception, but. You know, it's just fun to see, not only just Gruden, but the Raiders, to have the Raiders relevant and Gruden relevant, and the team's just kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, 10-0? I'm flipping over to that one.
Yeah.
10-0 Raiders. They were up 10-0 to start this game in the first quarter.
Yeah, the NFL's a lot more fun when the Raiders are successful.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. They look they're a year or two away.
We'll see. I mean, I think they end up being around 7-9.
I was gonna say 7. I thought you were gonna say a playoff team. Like,
no,
get out of here.
No. I think they're an average team.
Win the lottery tomorrow. Yeah. But they really look like a team, which is really impressive.
They were fun to watch on Monday night.
Oh yeah, last week.
Yeah, that
was a good game.
Yeah. Okay.
And they look like they outperformed their score, where it could have been even more of a win.
So did you see how did the Chiefs end up coming back? Were they just like, oh, we're the Chiefs?
It literally just like they turned it on.
Yeah.
Because their first few drives where they didn't score, it was just
flip the switch and
they didn't get a first down, but they still looked like they were in control. But then they just got the rhythm, and Mahomes is a mastermind.
He's amazing.
He is, and he had a bomb to McCole Hardman that was pretty sick.
So
he was a promising rookie.
49ers are 2-0.
Oh, speaking of underrated coaches, coach of that team, Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
He might be coach. I think he's an early candidate for coach of the year.
I would say so. I mean, this was a team that 2 years ago they made a run.
Yeah.
With
you mean 3
Garoppolo. No. With Garoppolo 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, for like 3 games.
He got there. Yeah. They won their last 4 games or something like that. Last year, everyone had him as a playoff team. And it seems like a lot of people forgot that there was a lot of hype on him last year with a healthy Garoppolo. They're looking like that team that a lot of people were expecting.
Well, he was out last year.
Yeah, of course. He went down week 2.
And also people forgetting that was a bad team. Like, Garoppolo took over a team that was like, what were they, 1-11? And then he won 4 in a row or something like that. Yeah. So this was a bad team that got better. I think they have a what's it called John Lynch, the GM, former football player. GM.
Yeah, got a lot of picks from the Bears for Trubisky.
They did a really good job of getting the right free agents, making smart draft picks, and they just have a very solid team, really well coached, and they're looking like they can make a nice little run. Not to the Super Bowl, but I think playoffs for sure.
Yeah, very interesting.
And their division is, the Rams are looking really good.
Of course.
And the Seahawks, so that's a pretty scary division.
That is a really good division.
That's a very
Is that the best division right now?
Yeah. That or if the Bengals were good, but they're not. And
Bengals have been playing, these games have been competitive, although, let's see.
Not this last one.
Not today. 41-17. Yeah. Niners beat the Bengals.
And the Steelers, that's the toughest division.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams.
You do get the I don't think the Cardinals. Oh,
the Cardinals.
Let's talk about the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Kyler
was looking real good.
I get 350 yards passing today,
but his completion percentage was like 75% or something ridiculous. Yeah,
against a very good Baltimore defense.
But he's looking like a rookie because he's not finishing. Not too many touchdowns.
So not a lot of red zone.
And it was the same thing last week too. And he kind of turned it on in the fourth quarter. So he's looking promising. But they're a year.
You like Kyler? You high on him?
I'm very high on Kyler. I'm also high on Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah. Because you know really good NFL coaches, good college coaches fail in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like Saban was horrible in the NFL. Yeah. So hopefully bad college coaches are good in the NFL. Maybe it's a little...
Pete Carroll's been good in both. He's an exception, but
I don't know. He may have won the worst calls in NFL Super Bowl history.
Herm Edwards is doing well in both.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was he doing that one in the NFL?
Playoffs a couple times with the Jets.
He was an average.
How many times have the Jets made the playoffs this millennium without Herm Edwards? Once or twice with Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan, yeah.
Couple times.
Yeah. Rex Ryan was a good coach.
He is a good coach.
He's a good D coordinator.
You think he'd be a good college coach?
Not anymore. There's too many rules. They could be locking kids in the shed and give me 100 push-ups. You would. You know, what's a great example of that is who's doing horrible in college football. Chip Kelly. You see UCLA.
Yeah, what they do yesterday?
They lost a lot.
Who were they playing?
Not good enough for them to be losing by a lot too.
Yeah, I saw it was coming up soon, UCLA, and I ended up, I'm like, eh.
What a fall from grace.
Yeah.
Because he started the whole modern trend of running the spread.
It's true.
And quick pace,
yeah.
Modern football. And then he just fell off. And he did a good job in the NFL.
You know where Les Miles is coaching now?
Kansas. He's looking real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see that game versus Boston College? What was that?
What happened?
Oh, Kansas won.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I did not see that one.
Oh, they creamed them. It was insane. They lost to Coastal Carolina the week before. They beat Boston College by 3 touchdowns.
So I'll be seeing TCU, Kansas in 2 weeks.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
So,
and Kansas beat them last
I know
year.
you don't gamble, but if you were to gamble, metaphorical, who would you pick? Who's your pick?
Just to win?
Just to win. Forget that your sister goes to TCU. Not actually gambling.
This is just straight up. Yeah. There's no spread. Well, wouldn't you want to take the home team if there's no spread?
I'd pick better team. I guess you're right. College is probably a bigger deal.
Yeah.
I'd pick TCU.
Yeah. I would go TCU, but hey, Les Miles has got something good going there.
He does, but they're away, so I think that'd be even tougher.
Yeah,
this was their first away win in, I think, 1999.
Well, they beat
a ranked away team.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that is correct.
No, not even ranked, like a Power 5 away team. That'll be next. That'll be baby steps.
In other news, Bills are also 2-0.
Yeah.
You buying any stock in Josh Allen and the Bills?
Great coach, once again. I'm buying stock in McDermott, and I'm starting to buy stock in Allen. Because at first I was like, how could you be... You played at a horrible school, and you can't throw above 50%
they're not
ever.
A horrible school. They're good.
Mean, his competition's...
FCS.
Yeah, but their competition isn't... He's not playing...
Yeah. It's not the cream of the crop college competition.
And he can't throw over 50%. Wasn't he throwing 52%, 53% at Wyoming.
Something like that.
And I'm like, what's this guy doing in the NFL? But he's very pleasantly surprised.
He's got a rocket as an arm. He's very mobile.
He was making plays today. I caught a bunch of that game.
He's fun to watch, too.
He's very fun to watch. And he's a leader.
He is.
Yeah, they asked him about, like, how are you going to win over New York City fans? And he's like, we're the only New York team.
I love that.
I love that, yeah.
So
yeah, no, Buffalo really has a chance to finally be back.
We have it. So for our NFL preview show, we did 4 parts. We did 2 divisions in each episode.
Yeah.
And we do like AFC East and NFC East together.
Yeah.
So for the guy who did those, we had one of our friends from college who's a big time Bills fan.
Yeah.
Big believer in Allen. He picked the Bills to go 10-6. Yep. Everyone said he was crazy. They're 2-0 right now.
That looks pretty accurate. I'm thinking 9-7, 10-6.
I think a lot of people were like, there are wins to be had in this division with Miami being horrible. And
the Jets. Well, Sam Darnold has mono. What's that? Can you know about that? What was he doing?
The biggest bachelor in New York.
Yeah, no, he's borrowing someone else's toothbrush. Yeah, that's just embarrassing. Like, you should just fake an injury. Honestly. But yeah, that division's there's a lot of wins to be picked up.
I think a lot of people were like either the Bills or the Jets. They were looking at one of those two, and right now it's looking like the Bills are that team.
Absolutely. They just have a great defense. And I think I still think they are a few playmakers away. Like that, but the new running back was looking pretty good today, the rookie.
Oh yeah.
Singletary.
Yeah. And the other one that they picked up John Brown, the receiver from Arizona.
Oh, he always was good. That was an underrated pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got wheels.
So they're giving him some targets. Allen did not have a lot of targets. You know, I saw him last year.
He never did. He always throws like 15 times a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year, they had that game in Minnesota where they were like, Minnesota was favored by like 21 or 28 points or something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
And he went in and they beat him handily. It wasn't even close. I was like, that guy's got a lot of heart. That's a guy I like leading my team.
He is. Like, he won me over. I was a doubter. Because I didn't know anything. I just saw the stats.
Yeah.
I'm like, Wyoming, 50%, next.
Well, I mean, that's how we also were with Wentz, right? We didn't know anything about Wentz.
Well, Juris still on Wentz because he only had that one season.
It's true.
That he got injured in.
He's always injured.
Yeah. But no, Wentz was more promising at that school. Like, his stats. Like, just Josh Allen he's always been physically gifted, but he hasn't really shown it on the football field, except this season he's showing it. Last 2 weeks have been pretty good.
So, Giants are 0-2. Are the Giants...
I feel bad for Eli.
Are they the leader in the clubhouse to get the number 1 pick right now?
Dolphins.
Dolphins and Giants, and yeah, it's got to be Dolphins. Dolphins want it the most. Giants are actually trying to win games.
Giants look like they're like, yeah, exactly. They look like they're trying to win games and like they can win games. Dolphins look like they're like, get me out of here. Like they're trying to grant like trade requests to players. Just like, please.
Yeah, it was like half the team requests to be traded after the first game. Was Vontae Davis last year when he retired right after.
That was so funny in the third quarter or whatever.
Yeah.
Halftime. He's like, I'm out. Luck is that speaking of early retirements, Luck kind of shook me.
Yeah.
When I went to college, my roommate both years went to the same high school as Andrew Luck.
Oh, really?
And one was on the football team, and one was best friends with Andrew Luck's running back. And so I was friends with the same guy.
That's awesome.
So I've heard so many Luck stories.
Yeah.
And everyone says the best things about this guy.
I believe it.
And I remember it was a big deal when he stayed next year at Stanford. And everyone's like, that's such an Andrew thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, get his degree.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of shook me that he retired. But I think he'll come back.
We'll see. It'll be interesting. He could have a career in biology or whatever he studied.
He was what's it called? He had like a 3.8 at Stanford.
Yeah.
And was valedictorian of his high school.
Biology, was that his major?
It was some sort of engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engineering.
Biochemical engineering.
Yeah, something like that.
Some ridiculously smart that he did not have to do. And he put so much money on the table for walking away early. And that, because I thought the Colts were a dark horse team to make a run this year.
Well, I don't know if they were dark horse. I think they were everyone's favorite team in that division in preseason. And hey, Jacoby Brissett, 3 touchdowns today.
Oh, he's looked okay.
They beat the Titans 19-17.
But I still think the Colts needed someone to take them to a whole other level. Mm-hmm. They're not like the Bears where they need Brissett would be amazing on the Bears. Because the Bears just need someone to just coast through.
Yeah.
Not turn the ball over, move the ball to the field. Trubisky's not doing that this year yet, but yeah.
We talk about backup quarterbacks on this show. At least we did during the preseason.
Yeah.
So
I was a backup quarterback for a day.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So Brissett was a backup.
Yes.
Bridgewater. Were these the two best backups?
We don't know who the best backups are, honestly, because you wait till you're called up.
Yeah.
Like Gardner Minshew was looking pretty good.
Yeah, he was good today
Mason
too.
Rudolph was looking pretty good.
True.
Better than Bridgewater today.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the best backup is.
Bortles.
Ooh, I would like to see him for I still think he's got some in the tank.
I think for a backup, he's a good backup.
Great backup.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Rams.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he's called up to play. But oh yeah, they're up there. I think Brissett. The question is, are Brissett and Bridgewater starters or backups? Because Brissett's looking like a starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bridgewater was looking like a starter, but he wasn't.
We'll find out over this next 4 weeks or so, or whatever.
Well, we'll see. Is there anything?
There's no news on it yet, but
yeah, I'll probably require.
I would guess a month.
I'm not guessing. I'm not a doctor.
All right, let's just. If we were to assume 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll see what Bridgewater's made of.
Yeah. He'll at least get a game. And he had it, so I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. He was, they made the playoffs, won the division, and...
Some really funny tying it together is that Bridgewater was offered to be a starter on the Miami Dolphins.
He was.
And he's like, nah.
Remind me, was that...
This year.
Okay, so this past offseason.
He saw the writing on the wall. He's like, nah. I'd rather just sit.
I can be a backup to a 40...
Yeah.
Guy who wants to play into his 40s, his mid-40s. I can be his backup who... Hey, he might get hurt. He might not be able to play.
And that's a good move because I can't see Tom Brady succeeding on these Dolphins.
I don't know if anyone can succeed on these Dolphins.
Yeah.
They're actively trying to lose games. I have not seen an NFL team.
That's why Josh Rosen hasn't been put in yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Just demoralize them.
Yeah.
And they were just looking sloppy, too, today.
We didn't even mention Patriots 43-0 over the Dolphins. Patriots are 2-0, Dolphins are 0-2. I know that was the marquee matchup that everyone... If you lived in Florida, let's say you moved down to Florida and you're retired, and this is the only game you can watch. How do you react to that?
Maybe that's where hockey exists, I guess. That's when you become a hockey fan.
No, that's when you go to the beach. You live in Florida, you're like, I'll just go to the beach.
Yeah, and I'm retired, That's why, internet. Because you can't watch that game for more than a quarter if you're a Miami fan.
Oh my gosh. Are they going to go 0-16?
It depends. I think they're actively... Because the coach is a hardcore Belichick type guy. So I don't think he wants to lose. But I think the brass at Miami is like, yo, we got to go 0-16.
I can just picture that. I can see there'll be some soft game on this schedule. Maybe Darnold will have mono a second time.
What's the NFL? Honestly, anything can happen.
And Rosen, I could see Rosen winning a game and it just being really awesome and exciting.
Yeah.
Twitter exploding.
I don't know. I don't think he could do it. He's good, but not that good.
Well, if they're to win a game, I think he's going to be playing, not Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, he's going to be playing soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, hopefully they win something.
Yeah, it would be like
do they play the Redskins or?
I'll pull up the schedule. Let's see.
They'll pull up one win. Yeah, they're not as bad as the Browns. 2 years ago.
Last year, I think it'll be like when Rosen wins the game. It'll be like when Baker won last year.
Yeah.
All right, so coming up on the schedule for the Miami Dolphins at Dallas.
No.
They're at home against the Chargers.
Maybe.
Bye week. Week 6 is your Dolphins-Redskins game.
There we go.
Thank goodness it's not a Monday night game, because that seems like a game that would be on Monday Night Football.
Hopefully the ticket's still available. I'm not flying out.
Monday Night Football now, it seems like tomorrow. Jets, Browns. Trevor Siemian starting for the Jets.
Northwestern, there we go. Fitzgerald has been great for that. Look at that. Think about how many NFL players
Austin Carr.
seen. Yeah.
Clayton Thorson is on the practice squad with the Cowboys.
Good for Clayton. No, yeah, there's a bunch.
At Bills, week 7. At Steelers, no. Okay.
Steelers, oh, what do you mean, no? No, maybe.
Steelers are not going to lose at home to the Dolphins.
We'll see.
Oh, my. That is a Monday night game.
It's giving the people what they want.
The Dolphins are playing on Monday Night Football this year.
Yeah, just got to give the people what they want.
Jets, at home, week 9.
That's a maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, they can maybe pull one out.
So we got Jets, we got Redskins, at Colts, week 10.
That's a maybe too.
Okay. At Browns, week 12.
They'll have their stuff together by then, the Browns.
Okay. Bills again. They could split with like the Jets because you play them twice.
Yeah, and Bills too.
Yeah, and the Bills. Philly. Oh. At New York Giants, week 15.
Okay, so we got a few chances. We got a few cracks at this. Yeah.
That's going to be the game that determines the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Those two teams?
And they both don't need quarterbacks, technically.
Yeah.
So who's going to be the number 1 pick next year?
I think what Miami wants is they want to position themselves to lose again next year so they can draft Trevor Lawrence. They're going to be... if you think tanking is bad right now, imagine what's going to be like next year.
Yeah, remember Suck for Luck? Speaking of Andrew Luck. Yeah.
And then the NBA equivalent, rigging for Wiggins and sorry for Jabari.
Both those really worked out.
Imagine being sorry for Jabari.
I still am sorry for Jabari. On his 9th team in 3 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Jaguars and Texans. Texans won.
Gardner, the stash was looking pretty impressive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like him?
Ish. I mean, but I'm surprised that he looked like an NFL quarterback. So that was pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, I think he had a good preseason. That's what I heard.
He did, and it was an okay game. He looked better than Mitch, unfortunately. But Texans, their line was just... There was a stat during the game where they said that he's like the only quarterback to be like sacked 5 times a game for 10... there's some... their line looked terrible. The Texans.
I did not catch
just opened the
any of that
floodgates.
game.
Yeah.
And they even Laramie Tunsil.
He got injured for a little bit.
Oh.
I'm not sure what the status is on that, but I saw him.
That's a key injury right there.
That was a dumb trade.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Give up Clowney and then end up...
What were they doing? Why didn't they just wait a year? They could have gotten...
Good things happen when you protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
And you got...
Those are 2 separate trades, though.
Yeah, but they made one so they could make the other. And since they're able to protect Deshaun Watson, maybe he takes another step this year in his 3rd year.
That's true. That is.
And Jacksonville has a great defense. You need to protect them from their front 7. So I get what they're doing.
Their defense still looks just next level. Jags. But yeah.
So they ended up they had a controversial ending here because the Jags scored with about 30 seconds left. Gardner threw that touchdown pass. Did you see this?
I did.
Yeah.
And he missed it too.
Well, they went for 2.
Yeah.
And I like it when guys do that. They're like, we're going to try to, especially, well, Doug Marrone's an established head coach, but like Vic Fangio today, I like when Vic Fangio does that thing today where
that was
second
great.
game,
Yeah.
And he's like, this is how you say, guys, we're not playing for a tie, we're playing for a win.
Yeah, that was a great move today.
And so I like that. And it didn't work out for the Jags here. They're 0-2 now. I don't know what they're going to be with Gardner moving forward.
But I know even both in the Broncos and in the Jags, in both cases it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Because Broncos went for 2, but they still lost the game.
Yeah.
But I think in both cases, if it goes to the playoffs, they're both the weaker team. So, I mean, if in overtime, they're the weaker team.
Yeah.
So that was a smart
exactly.
move. Yeah, to keep it in your control.
Yeah. Like if you're going into overtime, the other team is better than you, and you're trying to make the game shorter. You don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to give them more. There's a higher chance of them winning.
Exactly.
Yeah,
probability. They have those like run probability metrics when you're watching a baseball game. You're like, don't bother me with this stuff.
Yeah. That was a good analytical call and just a good culture call.
Texans are Were they unimpressive in that game, would you say?
Offensively, yeah.
Yeah, especially after what they did to the Saints last week.
Yeah. What's called? J.J. Watt's back. He had a sick forced fumble.
It's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Let's see. I think we talked about every single one of these games this week. There's a Sunday night game going on right now. Let me check the score of that.
Go Bears.
Falcons are up 10-3 against Philly.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been saying the Falcons can win the Super Bowl every year for the last 5 years.
I feel like it's gone longer than that. Remember that year they traded for Tony Gonzalez and it was like Super Bowl or bust, and they won like 5 games?
Yeah. Man, you remember when they basically won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They were up by like 26 points.
Oh my gosh.
That would suck.
It was 28-3.
Yeah.
Brady is the best.
We did go over one of these games. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to talk about the Ravens more now.
Well, you want to talk about the Ravens. So, okay.
I like the Ravens. Yeah.
All right, so you're high on the Ravens this year.
Lamar
We didn't
Jackson
talk
and
a
the
whole
defense.
lot about this game. What is it about the Ravens that you like so much?
Lamar Jackson and Sean Harbaugh. I like the defense. The defense, I mean, I'm an old school football type where I like dirty play. And that's a dirty defense.
You don't have to tell this Steelers fan that.
They follow through a lot. Let's just say that. I love the addition of Mark Ingram. That's a great football player too.
Yeah.
And I love
big upgrade at running back position.
And the one I've always was a huge fan of Hollywood Brown in college, and wow, has he translated the NFL? I did not think it'd be this quick.
Wow.
Especially coming off an injury.
Yeah.
And this team is just so fun to watch, and just such a good kind of left-right hook where the offense is independently insane and the defense is independently insane, and the offense is super quick and the defense is super gritty, and it's such a fun team to watch. And I love last week how Lamar Jackson proved himself by not running.
I like it too.
That was awesome.
I mean,
and this week he ran for 150 yards. So
I mentioned on the preview show if Lamar Jackson becomes more than a one. I mean, he was a little one-dimensional last year as a runner.
Actually, I always had confidence in him. Was in college, is he always got better. Is every year he would just keep working harder and become a little more accurate.
I think I did say if he ends up being really good as a passer, then that opens so much. The ceiling is so much higher for this team. I want to see a little more before I fully invest and buy stock in this team.
Yeah,
I still believe in the Steelers.
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
about Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
So the season ends today.
Yeah.
So forget Monday.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson MVP, yes or no?
Through 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks.
The numbers wise, I would say yes.
Heck yes.
Best numbers, but one was against Miami.
True.
One was against Arizona. And I think Arizona is going to end up being in the mix for that number 1 pick as well.
I think they'll be in the mix for the number 5 pick. That is a good point. But I'm overreacting. But these have been a great.
He's been fun to watch at the very least.
It's been very fun to have on my fantasy team.
Oh, nice
both
pick
of them.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got some questions here.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you go because we're already an hour in. 2-0 teams.
Yeah.
Which team do you think is the best 2-0 team? I'm going to list them off for you. You got Patriots, Bills, Ravens. We've got Chiefs. We've got Dallas. We've got Green Bay and San Francisco.
The most full-rounded team is the Cowboys on that list.
Okay. You could give me NFC and AFC. How about that?
Okay. So, NFC, Cowboys, AFC. That's so... Because it's just Patriots are more well-rounded, but the Chiefs' offense is insane. But I'm going to have to go with Patriots because have you seen these defense last 2 weeks? No one's talking about their defense.
No.
Wow. Ooh.
Well, I saw them last week, all right.
Yeah.
That was not a fun experience for me, Max.
They've let up, 3 points so far in 2 weeks. So, they basically shut out the...
Yeah, they did shut out the Dolphins. They won 43-0.
Yeah.
They have a great defense. People aren't talking about it.
And the Chiefs do not. And you saw that even with the Raiders today.
Yeah.
With Derek Carr being able to have a lot of freedom versus them. Not too deep of a
Last
defense.
week, they were Jacksonville was keeping it somewhat close.
Oh,
with them,
absolutely.
too.
No, their defense does not look good. But their offense, like Mahomes is so good that
Oh, I also forgot Seattle and the Rams too in there.
Rams are close. Rams are nicking the NFC. But I think they have some holes.
So I would say in the AFC, definitely the Patriots because they've been the most impressive to me. They didn't have to do anything this week, and going off of what they did last week, it was just like
they don't even need Antonio Brown, honestly.
But they have him.
Yeah,
they got him anyway.
Yeah, so yeah,
I would say NFC. I haven't been super impressed with. Let's see. Green Bay or Seattle. I want to see more from San Francisco. So I'd say either Rams or Cowboys would be the
I'm
two.
with you. And I went Cowboys, but I could go Rams.
Yeah. And what the Rams did to the Saints today, that was a really impressive win.
That was very impressive.
Even when Brees was in the game, they weren't doing anything offensively.
Yeah. And they just looked just complete. And Cooper Kupp's back.
Dude, yeah, Cooper Kupp, he had a long play today.
Yeah, he's back.
People forgot about him. He is. Do you have him on your fantasy team?
No, you're not. Because I'm always weary about players of the year after they come off an injury.
Is there anyone this week, based on stuff you saw this week, that you would say is like the must-have waiver pickup?
Well, last week, it's funny. I was watching games, and I'm like, this is week 1. I really got to waiver like crazy.
Yeah.
And the waivers that I made last week, who still might be available.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
So if he's still available, jump on that. He is the real deal. He's playing with an injury and just has been killing it the last 2 weeks. The other waiver move that I made, I went serious in the waiver wires, was John Ross.
I got him too, and he put up 21 today or 17 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was someone in college. And people don't remember this too. They had a contest for if you can run the fastest 40 in the NFL Combine, you win an island. And he won that.
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't take the island though. He took another endorsement deal. But no, he's someone that has always been promising and is showing that promise. And then I guess just in my league, it was an opportunity play. I picked up the tight end for the Bears. See, someone dropped him.
Trey Burton?
Yeah, Trey Burton.
Yeah. His kids actually go to CHA. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed about the backup tight end for the Bears.
Adam Shaheen?
Yeah. Because we thought someone would happen, thought he would hit. It just hasn't happened yet.
So, I'll give you a waiver pickup.
Yeah.
With James Conner's knee injury, pick up Jalen Samuels on the Steelers. He's available. I was looking earlier today. He's available on about 80 or 90% of leagues.
Wow.
And he's going to start if Connor's out. And they were last week, you saw them, they were ineffectively splitting time between those two running backs. He's 6 foot, power runner.
Yeah.
And he catches passes. He's really good.
The Steelers have been consistent where no matter who's running back, they're getting 1,000 yards.
They have they run block very well.
Yeah.
And did you watch the game last year against the Patriots? Where they beat the Patriots last year? He ran for 130, 140 yards.
Did they play the Patriots? I thought they lost the Patriots
last year. They won.
They lost.
No, they won at home. 2 years ago they lost. Was that play with Jesse James on the goal line.
Yeah. That was great. I saw that game. Yeah. That was another BS call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, well, they won last year.
So last year,
not when it counts.
He played at NC State.
Mm.
He's good. He's in his second year, so he's a great pickup.
So I'll be on the lookout. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I'm giving out this tip.
Yeah.
If you're in my fantasy league, please don't screw me over.
Wait till Wednesday. Yeah, releases on Wednesday.
We have the Jack Vita Show Podcasters League, and it's a league of people who've been on the podcast. So
yeah, next year.
Yeah, you could play next year. Yeah,
no,
for sure. Win. Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Of the 0-2 teams, who are the best teams, or the teams that you think have the best shot to make the playoffs? I'll list them off.
There's always one.
There might be a couple
Saints
too.
Last year, right?
That may have been 2 years ago.
I think last year they were 0-2.
Were they?
Yeah.
I definitely remember 2 years ago they started out 0-2.
They've been 0-2 the last,
Okay. Dolphins 0-2.
No.
Bengals, Steelers.
No, sorry.
Jaguars, Broncos. Redskins, Giants. Panthers. That's it.
Steelers and Panthers are the only two that have even a shot of that list.
There's not a lot of good names on there. I thought there would be a couple.
I thought the Panthers, they still look like an almost team.
Yeah, I think they're going to end up being around 500 is my guess. I think that, here's the thing, I need to see a little more from the Steelers before I write them off. And Max,
but that list, that's a pretty bad list.
It is a pretty bad list.
Yeah.
And especially if Ben is out for a real long period of time, it's not good. But I want to remind you that the Steelers started out 1-4 a couple years ago, ended up winning the division.
Yeah.
So it happens.
I agree.
Or it may have been 2-4.
Well, that's just a good team.
They always peak later in the season.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of these teams that didn't get enough work in training camp and preseason, and
that's going to be the lesson
around
this
week
year.
6.
Is like that you really got to play in the preseason.
Yeah, because it's too close. You need to win these games early.
Yeah. So at the end of the season, when you're down a game in your division, you look back. We should have tried.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Jacksonville is still kind of interesting to me because of their defense.
Yeah, but the Gardner Minshew, I was talking him up earlier, but he's not good.
I'm
not going to win 11 games.
With a healthy Foles, I thought they were going to win the division.
He had a great first drive. I had him in FanDuel. I do FanDuel a little bit too.
I do
like one a week. One a week. You know, because I want to go crazy. Like $1 $3. But he was my quarterback last week.
Yeah.
And he was looking great.
Yeah.
And then injury.
Okay, now here's the flip side of that question.
Yeah.
Worst 0-2 team.
Oh, we've been all showed Dolphins.
Other than the Dolphins, how about that?
Broncos are
Giants.
No, these are all just so depressing teams. Like it's just so tough.
Giants, Broncos, Redskins.
That's the cluster.
I would put the Redskins that low.
I would put them in the cluster.
I don't think they're going to be that bad. I think they're going to win some
Giants
games.
probably then.
Yeah, Giants. Cardinals are 0-1 because they got the tie.
Yeah, but they look pretty good this week and the end of last week.
Yeah, they've been.
Here's my question to you:
Like, any questions you got?
Okay, here comes a hardball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At what point are you benching Eli Manning? Because he's done so much for that team. He's done so much for that team, so much for that city.
Yeah.
Like, at what point is it just like you're not an NFL quarterback?
It's kind of awkward that he's still there. It's kind of like it's when someone comes over to your house and you don't know how to get him to leave.
I know, right? Because he seems like he's wants to play.
Especially when it's like your best friend and you're just like, dude, I really want to go to sleep right now.
He's like, what? Everyone loves me. Everyone loves me. Like, wake up. Why are you sleeping? Wait, you told me we're having a great time. Yeah. That's how it does feel like.
Yeah. Because it's just like... It's kind of like he awkwardly showed up to the party uninvited. It's a little bit of that now too.
Yeah, and it was like he had the Ferrari last year.
Yeah, he
had Odell. He had Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
Evan Ingram.
Oh yeah.
Like so he had a great no excuses. Eli, you had the best. It's over. Like I wish he could mentor someone. Like he'd be a great second string quarterback.
Yeah, like Josh McCown did with the Jets with Darnold last year.
Except a different team because the Giants they need to rebuild.
Yeah.
So the
Jets were rebuilding last year.
You know what should happen? Jags tank this year. Or Jags get a good quarterback next year, and then Eli, second string mentor.
It's just kind of hard to picture him to take that role.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's going to be one of those guys. Because we see... I mean, he'll have that opportunity if he wants it. We just see a lot of guys like Eli where it's like, you've been with one franchise for so long. You won 2 Super Bowls. It seems like the natural thing is just retirement if they don't want you anymore. It's like when the Steelers forced Hines Ward into retirement a year early, basically. Yeah.
And
he could have played somewhere.
There's everyone, too.
Urlacher, Lance Briggs, yeah.
Peanut.
Yeah.
Peanut got another career.
Yeah, he got a year or two in
Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, no, it's a weird situation.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Daniel Jones looks promising.
Yeah,
The rookie.
he had a good preseason.
And he looked good in college.
So
I always thought he was very underrated.
to answer your question, I saw him last year when he played Northwestern, when Duke beat Northwestern.
Yeah, I remember that game.
I would say it's obviously whenever Eli gets injured.
Yeah.
Which is going to happen.
I know. Dad bod.
Otherwise, if it's like around week 7, week 8, and Eli's still healthy and they're like winless or they've won one game, I think it happens.
So you think Eli needs to win some games?
Well, if he wins games, he's going to keep playing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to just say, oh, you're out. You just won last week. You're not playing this week.
True, but if they're like 2-10, then he's probably out.
Yeah.
Like if they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, yeah. Do you see a higher ceiling than this team winning 4 wins? Like,
no. I thought that's a pretty like generous ceiling. 3 wins. Yeah.
Do you ever listen to Dan Patrick's show?
I do.
Yeah.
He's a great interviewer.
Yeah. Fritzy 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Todd Fritz, one of the producers of the show.
Yeah.
He made a bet that the Browns were going to win more than 5 games. That was the year they went winless. It's like at the beginning of the year, before the year starts, you just think, "Oh my gosh!" Like 1-15.
I made that same bet that year.
You did?
So I thought they'd win 7 games.
But then, like, you started.
I thought what's his name was a good coach, and I was like, "This is the year they're gonna put everyone wrong." Yeah. NFL, anything could happen.
But I mean, it's like when you go into the year, you think, "Oh my gosh, that's so many." 5 wins, that's nothing. But then, like, the season goes on, and it's just so hard for them to win that first game. You're like, "Yeah, there's no shot."
There are very few gimmies in the NFL.
Yeah,
like we look through that every schedule, you're gonna see like 3 or 4, and those are still maybes. Like Miami still could pull it out. Lions can still win.
Any other closing thoughts on football right now?
Football.
Or any of the stuff we talked about? Anything else you want to add?
Anything on I mean, we got through an entire show. We didn't talk about AB. I think we should get some sort of a reward.
He got a good 20 minutes on the last episode.
He did?
Yeah.
I was going to say I was proud. That's all they talked about. So I think he's a genius. Because now we knew that whole...
He was playing chess the whole time.
He was. That he got out of that contract, got into another contract, and it's like, too late. And the Patriots were just like, nah.
What movie? I know you're a big movie guy.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to this for the remainder of the year? I know there's that one Adam Sandler movie that's getting some hype.
Which Adam Sandler movie?
I think it's called Uncut Gems.
Oh, send me the trailer of that, because I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan.
It's a drama.
Really?
And
I love Adam Sandler dramas.
Some people think he might win.
Oscar?
He might get nominated or something. We'll see.
He was on one on Netflix that was a drama last year that was pretty good, too.
Which one was
the
that?
Meyerowitz Chronicles.
Haven't seen it.
With Dustin Hoffman, Ben Stiller, and him.
Oh, cool.
It was a dramedy, so it's kind of slow.
Yeah.
But Punch Drunk Love, have you seen that movie?
Great movie.
Such a great movie.
Yeah.
You get him an Academy Award for that one.
I mean, Click is pretty good.
Oh, you know what made me cry a little bit? Is Rain On Me.
I haven't seen it, but I know about
that's a tearjerker.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
it's good.
He kills it.
Click is emotional. That's a decent one.
You know, I'm looking forward to the Brad Pitt in space movie. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Hadistra or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that is called.
Movie that I'm most excited for is The Joker.
You think it's going to be good? Because I know
it's going to be good.
I haven't... There's so many superhero movies these days. I don't keep up with them all that much.
Oh, I haven't seen any of the Avengers. Isn't that
I
funny? Any of them. Yeah.
You haven't seen Iron Man, like the original Iron Man?
No, I'm talking about there's Avengers 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Iron Man.
Okay.
And that's Iron Man 2.
So, with DC, I haven't seen, like, any of their post,
I saw Wonder Woman
Superman
at a drive-in movie theater. So that was interesting.
Okay.
And then I saw
Man of Steel. I think that was the last one
I did not see that one. I slept through Superman versus Batman. I just saw the Batman.
So that's the thing. I'm like, you're gonna do another Joker performance now.
It was different though.
Yeah.
This is like they want to call it DC Black, where it's like its own. It's like a throwback. They say to 1970s like Martin Scorsese movies.
You know,
So it's not gonna be a comic movie.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Scorsese is always good.
Because that's why The Dark Knight is the best comic book movie because it's not a comic book movie.
True.
It's a crime movie.
I want to see the original Batman with Jack Nicholson. Sorry.
Yeah. You want to dance with the devil in a pale noonlight? Yeah. No, that's good.
I haven't seen it, but I just picture it being really funny with him.
It's goofy. Yeah. No, he's awesome. I'm such a big Jack Nicholson fan.
I've got this heaving, conniving frickin' rat.
And the wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah.
This ain't reality TV!
Yeah.
Don't laugh!
I can't repeat anything he says out here. Yeah, he's awesome. And he's been good for so long.
Oh, yeah. Well, Max, this was great.
Jack,
this was a really fun time.
Have me on more. Gotta get me back in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Brought to you by Pepsi.
If you were able to get some sponsors here, that'd be awesome.
Energy CX.
Well, we'll do something again sometime soon.
We will. Thank you so much. Had a great time.
Lastly, I just wanted to ask you, is there anything you want to promote? Any social media handles you want to throw out there?
Yeah, no, I got a Facebook for my business.
Yeah?
Max Rice, Energy Connection.
Okay.
Look me up on Facebook, MySpace, Zanga, I'm on all that.
Are you on Twitter?
I need to get on Twitter.
Because I was looking to see if you were on Twitter. I couldn't find you.
But our company's website is energycx.com.
Awesome.
Energycx.com.
Sweet.
Yeah, so check us out.
All right. Thank you so much, Max. It was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
All right. That concludes my conversation with Max Rice. Just had a great time talking with him, talking NFL. If you would like to get in touch with me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter at JackVitaShow. It's my new Twitter handle. I love interacting with people on there. It's a lot of fun hearing your thoughts on these episodes. So go ahead and follow and tweet me and tell me what you think. Who is the worst 0-2 team this year? Who is tanking for Tua? Who's going to be the number one pick? And who's impressed you the most this year in this NFL season? If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Jack Vita Show on iTunes. You will never miss an episode, and it'll be very helpful for the podcast, help it grow in the future. Leave a 5-star rating and review. That does a lot of good for us. And coming up on the podcast, I'll hopefully have another one of these football episodes out next week. Got to figure out who the guest will be. And there will be another sports episode coming soon. But I want to tell you, I teased this episode about a month ago. I'm having a former Survivor contestant on the podcast, Leslie Neese. She's going to join me the week of the Survivor premiere, which should be next week. So hopefully that'll work out. It'll be a really fun show.
That's amazing. What a get.
Thanks, Max. I didn't know you were still here.
I'm still here. Yeah. I'm actually crashed on the couch.
So be looking out for that. All right, thank you so much for listening to the show today. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bring in the dancing lobsters.